This is Born Strategist, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about 3 things that Destiny 2 should do differently. Now, the first thing on my list is dedicated servers. For the love of God, we need dedicated servers. And I'm so sick of games that have a significant portion of its player base playing competitive games that don't have dedicated servers. Now, this isn't a problem for games such as Gears of War, for those of you that have actually played that game, because they were one of the first, if not the first, console game to actually utilize dedicated servers. And boy, did it make a huge difference. Now, Destiny 1 didn't have dedicated servers. It was a peer-to-peer hosting system. And games such as Destiny that make as much money as they do should not be relegated to peer-to-peer hosting. Okay? It's an old, antiquated system, and it needs to go. Because how many times have you played a match in Destiny, whether it be during like a Trials of Osiris mission, or maybe like an Iron Banner mission, or whatever it may be, and you get absolutely fucked as a result of it? Because I've played a decent amount of Trials, and I've had this only happen to me a handful of times, but it could still happen to anybody at any time. And just being disconnected because of your connection to the host, or having them do a lag switch, is generally the most common way, because I don't think I've ever been disconnected from a match unless that was the case, because people are so desperate to win and they want to get to the lighthouse, they'll do anything they can. Now, having said that, problem is that they don't want to incorporate dedicated servers into Destiny's competitive multiplayer, at the very least, because it's going to cost them money. And go figure, a greedy corporation such as Activision or EA would actually scrimp on dedicated servers because they want to keep as much money as they can for themselves. That's completely unheard of. But it actually happens more so than you think. And not everyone is going to have their community's best interests in mind. And for those of you that really love Gears of War, be very thankful that the corporations behind that game actually put forth the effort to utilize dedicated servers, opposed to relying on a peer-to-peer hosting system. But Gears of War definitely needed it, because if you played some of the earlier iterations like I did, it was a complete and utter mess if it was a peer-to-peer hosting system. The host was just so overpowered in comparison to everybody else, they would just demolish everything in their path. Now, the next thing on my list is better customization. We need better customization. This is completely unacceptable in 2017 to have a game that has very, very limited options, especially when it's a game like Destiny, which did have a decent amount of customization when it came to subclasses, but not much of anything else. Because if you think about it, weapons were very restrictive. If you didn't get the role that you wanted, guess what? That's the way the weapon was going to be for the end of time, and you'd have to hopefully get that weapon again. And with this RNG system, that could take a fucking long goddamn time. And that's something that irritated me, because if you want the perfect roll of a weapon, then the only way you're going to do it is just, fucking hope and pray that you eventually get one, or try to do something such as Trials of Osiris. But what happens if you're not a big fan of Trials of Osiris? Then guess what? You're kind of fucked, because a lot of the top tier weapons were in Trials of Osiris. Not to say that Iron Banner didn't have some good weapons on occasion, but for the most part, yeah, you probably have to go to Trials of Osiris. But if you didn't care about multiplayer, competitive multiplayer, and you were fine with just cooperative play, then your weapon selection was just fine as it was. But if you're trying to play competitive multiplayer and you're going up against top tier competition, rest assured, some of those weapons, such as the Doctrine of Passing, or Felwinter's Lie, or whatever it was back in the time that I used to play Destiny, then you'll probably want to use those weapons to give you an edge over the competition, or at least be able to compete with them, because those were the meta weapons at one point in time. Now, the next thing on my list is RNG. Now, I know a lot of people like this fucking Las Vegas slot machine way of getting loot. I don't. I hate fucking RNG. I've always been in favor of a skill-based system because it rewards people that actually put forth the time, effort, and energy into getting good crap. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, what the fuck? What do you got against RNG? Why is RNG bad? RNG isn't necessarily bad in the sense that it gives casual gamers an opportunity to get things that they wouldn't otherwise get, but for skilled players that are good at games such as this, that like games such as this, that put a lot of hours and effort into games such as this, they want to be rewarded for their effort. But there's no correlation between effort and reward in Destiny, therefore it is a huge problem because you can work your ass off and put hours upon hours into this game and never be compensated for your efforts. And that's the problem that I have with Destiny, in that it is far too casual in that sense. And that RNG system, that old antiquated system of random loot drops, needs to go. With that said, what's your thoughts? What's your opinions? Let me know below. Until next time, thanks for watching. If more objective reviews, strategy guides, commentaries, and more, stay tuned to this channel.